Oh, South Africa. Oh my goodness. The South African, black South Africans, those Amazulus, they have, South Africa. I told my wife and the kids, I don't ever want to see or hear any of you get on a plane and go to South Africa. Forget that, man. I've put a line through that country instead of under it. Now, having said that, let me also say there are many reasons South Africa has come to this point. Xenophobia has existed. Xenophobia is this repulsion, this hatred for other black people. It's not hatred for other foreigners. It's not hatred for white people. It's not hatred for Mexicans or Hispanics or people from Venezuela or from the Maldives. No, honey. Xenophobia is black on black crime, black on black hate. In South Africa, they practice, if you're white, all right. If you're black, step back. It reminds me of, in the 1970s, Idi Amin, the callous dictator of Uganda, woke up one morning and said, I don't want these Indians here. They control our economy. They control everything about us. We don't even have access to our own wealth. Let's get rid of these guys. Put a line through their names instead of under them. Idi Amin gave the Indian people of Uganda 90 days to leave Uganda. And when asked, Idi Amin was asked a question by a white British journalist. Mr. Amin, these 90 days that you have given these Indians, what if they stay beyond the 90 days? Do you remember his answer? In his Ugandan accent, he said, really, if that happened, let me tell you, it will be like they are sitting on fire. If one Indian stay here in Uganda beyond the 90 days, I must tell you this, it will be like they are sitting on a real fire. Passive aggressive, boy. I mean, talk about passive aggressive. And he said it so calmly. And it always hurt me that Idi Amin never answered for his crimes. I mean, he died in Saudi Arabia living a posh, lush life, you know. Anyway, my point is, what is happening in South Africa today reminds me of that era. It reminds me of that time period when Ugandan president dictator Idi Amin Dada. I tell you, when I was a kid, there was a movie that came out about Idi Amin. It was called The Rise and Fall of Idi Amin. It used to play at Plaza 3 and Plaza 2. This was a cinema. These Plaza 2, Plaza 3 were cinemas that were located on, I think that was Cha-Cha-Cha Road. That film put the fear of God in us as Zambians. Let me tell you why. Every Zambian that watched that film walked out of the cinema thinking, thank God we have Kenneth Kaunda who loves us. Thank God Kaunda not only loved this country, he loved the Zambian people. I mean, Idi Amin killed hundreds of thousands of his people, hundreds of thousands of them. And we walked out of the cinema with this sense of fear and appreciation for our president. Fear because we thought, what if Kaunda becomes like that one day? What if we just did not kulala, we wake up in a cold sweat and our parents say, wicked, balatwipa. Thank God we had a president that was not like that. Thank God we have a president like Hakainde Hichilema, who went through torture when he became the president. The UPND were thirsty for blood. The UPND cadres wanted to kill PF. HH said, no, we don't need that. I don't want blood on my hands. Part of the reason I think HH is like that is because of that legacy of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. It was a very strange time. And I remember walking out of the cinema thinking, thank God we have KK who loves us. Thank God for that. One Zambia, one nation. One nation, one people. Sokone. I remember that. So here it is, South Africa. Boy, I tell you, those South Africans lost their minds, boy. And the reason South Africa is in the mess that it's in now is multifaceted. Aside from the fact that South Africa as a whole is one of the most violent countries on the planet. I mean, can you imagine that between, I think it was the statistics, you can research this, from 1994 till about 2000 and, I think it was 2003, more than 500,000 people have been murdered in South Africa. It just goes to show you how violent that country is. And one of the reasons for this xenophobic fever is, of course, the black South Africans will tell you that, no, these foreigners, they're taking over our jobs, which is true. No, these are foreigners, there are too many illegal foreigners. That's true. And that really tells you something. That tells you that the immigration department in South Africa, they're not doing their job. So the citizens, through organized crime, are carrying out this exercise that is seeing hundreds of thousands of black foreigners leaving South Africa. It means immigration wasn't doing their job. So the South African citizens took it upon themselves. They looked at immigration and said, you jokers are not doing anything. Our country is going to hell in a handbasket, and all you're doing is standing on the sidelines, twiddling your thumbs, holding hands and singing Kumbaya, while this nation is going to hell in a handbasket. So the black South Africans took it upon themselves to eject illegal immigrants. But here's the catch. You have to be black. If you are white and you are illegal in South Africa, oh, that's okay. But if you're Zambian, if you're Congolese, if you're from Nigeria, you're from Ghana, you're from Zimbabwe, honey, we're going to put a line through your name instead of under it. If you're white, it's all right. But honey, if you're black, step back. South Africa. Am I going to South Africa? Never, can't never. Those are Amazulus. Have you seen those Zulus running down the streets over there in Johannesburg, Durban, and soon to be Cape Town, boy? Running down the street. Whoa. I mean, I shudder to think. Here I am minding my own business, walking down the streets of Johannesburg. And they come down the street, 300, 400, 500 strong black Zulu South Africans. And they're carrying these machetes and reeds and sticks. And they start singing, whoa. And there I am standing in the middle of the street. Just like us here in Zambia, if I see a black South African, I can tell they are black South Africans just from the way they look, from their countenance and their visage. I can tell this one is from South Africa. I can tell. In the same way I can tell, I can decipher, I can ascertain the origin of those chaps. Even me, where I am, if I'm standing in the middle of the street in the downtown Joburg, and they see me, is from Zambia. That is a Zambian chap. So you not see the face? Proper wapula. Move mboyo, muleteni kuno. Twalamu sesangen koko. Ushe twalamu chitambuino. You can keep your South Africa. I'll stay right here in Zambia. See that flag right there? That's my home. As inadequate as it is, that's my home. We may not be a city or a country like New York, but that's my home. I can go to bed at night knowing that's my home right there. When everything crumbles around me and the world seems to be confused and the noise overwhelms me, I know when the dust settles and when the dew dries, that's my home.